The students, today we shall look at verses 96 to 115 on page number 139. So verses 96 to 115 is a conversation between Portia and Nerissa, which follows immediately after the conversation between Lorenzo and Jessica. Lorenzo is briefing Jessica about the advantages and disadvantages of music. A person who has music, one who does not have, what is the difference? Now, Portia and Nerissa are returning home, actually from Venice, but the people at home, they think they are coming back from the places of worship. So the conversation between Nerissa and Jessica, conversation between Portia and Nerissa, what are they speaking about? They are speaking about light and brightness and music. You can put it in one word. Two things they are speaking about. One is about light, that is brightness, and about music. Then Portia will conclude saying, what makes music sweet or unpleasant? What is it that makes music pleasant or unpleasant? What is it? It is the circumstances, that is the context. The context or the time makes it pleasant or unpleasant. So, what decides something is good or bad? What is it that makes something pleasant or unpleasant? It is the circumstances, that is the time. Appropriate time will make it perfect or meaningful. We'll look at it. Verses 96 onwards, enter Portia and Nerissa. Portia speaks. That light we see is burning in my hall. How far that little candle throws its beams, so shines a good deed in a naughty world. So Portia says, I see some candlelight, some light from my room, which actually is a candle. A candle is being lit in the room of Portia. Those days, long ago, electricity was not so popular, not available for everybody. So, moonlit night, and there's a candle in the room of Portia. So Portia says, that light seem to be coming from my room. The little candle throws its beams so wide. A small candle is giving so much of light. Then she concludes saying, so shines a good deed in a naughty world. Naughty is wicked. In the wicked world, or the world which is unholy, the world which is full of evil, a good deed can shine so much. If you take the example of Mother Teresa, everybody knows Mother Teresa and the great work she has done. It's a beam of light, it's like a candle, a small thing, but it has given so much light. Then Nerissa replies, when the moon shone, we did not see the candle. When the moon shone, we did not see the candle. That is, in the presence of the moon, we could not see the candle. When the moon is not there, when it becomes dark, the candle shines. Okay? In the presence of the moonlit night, the candle was not seen. Now that the moon has disappeared, it has become dark, the candle is seen as a powerful beam. Portia, next page, Portia. So doth the greater glory dim the less. A substitute shines brightly as a king until a king be by, and then his state empties itself as doth an inland brook into the main of waters. So Portia explains it to Nerissa, saying, yes, it is like that. So doth the greater glory dim the less. There are two things. One is having a greater glory and one having lesser glory. When the greater glorified man or person is there, the person who is not so glorified becomes subdued, becomes less important. She gives an example. A substitute shines brightly as a king until a king be by. King be by means when the king is there. The king is absent. The king has gone on a work, an urgent work. So he makes somebody else the acting king. It's like you have, when the principal goes out, you have vice principal acting. President is not the vice president acts. Chief minister is not the deputy chief minister acts. For example, your Mr. Yogi Adityanath, he goes for a foreign trip and he asks his deputy chief minister to be the acting chief minister for some time. Then what will happen? The deputy CM will act as a CM and he will try to do his maximum to show that he is great. But the moment chief minister comes back, deputy chief minister will vanish. He will become nobody. Again, chief minister will become important. So, when there is a greater light or a man of greater glory is there, people who are of less importance, they are not seen at all. Only in their absence they will be seen, just like the moon and the candle. They will disappear like a brook into the main of waters. Brook is a stream, just like a stream. Stream is very important for the villages or where the stream is originating. A small flow of water is very important. But once it joins the river, where is the stream? The stream becomes unimportant. And the rivers will run into the sea. Where are the rivers? Rivers are very important, very useful. Only till it reaches the sea. Once it reaches sea, their importance disappears. Music, hark. Music, hark means listen to the music. Narissa. It is your music, madam, of the house. Yes, this music is your music. Every person or every house has got a special music. This is your music. Please pay attention. Portia. Nothing is good, I see, without respect. Methinks it sounds much sweeter than by day. So far, Portia has heard the music only in the daytime. Now they are arriving early morning, even before the wake of the day. So first time she is hearing at night. And Portia says, it is nothing is good, I see, without respect. This is important. That word without respect. Without respect means affected by circumstances. If circumstances or context. Circumstances or context. Without affected by circumstances, nothing makes meaning. That is to say, circumstances is situation. Circumstances is situation. That is context. So, without circumstances, that is a situation or context. In the context, it makes meaning. That's why you are given extracts and asked to write the context. It makes meaning only in the context. So you must be able to recall the context. So only in the context it makes the meaning. That's what Portia says. I have heard it in the daytime, but it's first time I hear it at night time, and it sounds much better than being heard in the daytime. It is because of the circumstance. What is the circumstance? Here this is the circumstance. Now it is the night. The time matters. Narissa replies, silence bestows that virtue on it, madam. So when Portia said, it sounds sweeter at night, Narissa says, silence bestows that virtue on it, madam. It is because of the silence, that is the night. It is night and every being is asleep. There is no noise, no unnecessary sound. Then it is this silence that makes the music more beautiful, more sweeter. Makes it sweeter. Portia. The crow doth sing as sweetly as the lark when neither is attended. And I think the nightingale, if she should sing by day when every goose is crackling, would be thought no better a musician than a wren. So now Portia is giving the samples of some birds which sing. So now what Portia is trying to say is, it is the circumstances, it's the time that makes something more beautiful, something that makes a thing sweeter. For example, crow and lark. Normally people think that lark sings better than crow. But Portia says, when there is nobody is listened to, that is, when they are left free, they both sing so nicely. The crow has its own music, the lark has its own music. And all of us know that nightingale is the best singer. Nightingale is the best singer of all the birds. Of all the birds, nightingale sings the best. Everybody knows. But when do the nightingale sing? When does the nightingale sing? It sings only at night. And it's so beautiful. If the nightingale were to sing at daytime, will it be as sweet as when it sings at night time? Question mark. Doubtful. Doubtful. And no doubt it will not be as sweet as when it sings in the night time. It can, what makes the nightingale? Nightingale is a good singer, no doubt. But what makes it so beautiful, so sweet? It is the time, that is night. When night everything is silent, there is plenty of silence all around, then it sounds very beautiful. If the nightingale were to sing at daytime, what happens? The goose, that is any common bird, the goose will be cackling, making noise, making unwanted noise. You know, the goose makes very unpleasant noise. And the wren is known for its bad singing. Wren does not sing. It's another bird, does not sing. So, this kind of unwanted noise, unnecessary sounds, the noise pollution created by these birds and other things, that would have made the music of the nightingale less pleasant or less sweet if nightingale were to sing in the daytime. So what makes it so wonderful? It is not just the ability of singing of the nightingale, it is the context, it is a circumstance, it is the time. It is singing at night time. That makes a difference. The crow does sing as sweetly as the lark when neither is attended. And I think, I perceive, this is what my opinion, that is, the nightingale, if she should sing by day when every goose is cackling, would be thought no better a musician than the wren. Wren is a poor singer. And if nightingale were to sing in the daytime, it would have sounded almost similar to that of the singing of a wren, very poor. Then Portia concludes saying, how many things by season seasoned are to their right praise and true perfection. This is the most important verses. Most important verses in this section, what we are studying now, is how many things by season seasoned are to their right praise and true perfection. The meaning is given then on the right hand side. What makes something perfect? What makes something so great? What makes something so meaningful is the context, it's the time. How many things are seasoned by season? Here the first season, how many things by season seasoned are? The meaning of first season is time. Season is the time. You have a spring season, you have other seasons also. We have different seasons from abroad. in Europe and they have one spring season they call it, and others will be calling it something else. Whatever may we know the seasons. You have rain, and there's rain will be there. Then there will be a season where you have the winter season is there, summer is there, different seasons are there. So the first season means time. Things by season, seasoned. Second season is perceived. Perceived means seen. So many things are seen in the right perspective because of the time. It's a time which makes something perfect. It's given in the wrong time, it's meaningless. I'll give you just one example to make it clear to you. Suppose that someone very close to you died. Very close to you. And let's say your great grandfather or grandfather, your grandfather. And if he dies, the whole family will be very sad. You are sad. And somebody comes there, children come there and make merry. And they play games and shout and yell. Will it be very pleasant thing? No. Children shouting, making merry is very good. But it should have a context. It should be in the right time. In a happy mood, you have come for a celebration of marriage, or you have come for a celebration of Holi. Then children shouting and making merry is very meaningful. But in a place where the dead body is kept and everybody is crying, somebody comes and makes fun and cracks jokes, it will not make meaning. So it is the context which makes the meaning. In the right context, everything is meaningful. In the wrong context, nothing is meaningful. Understood, no? That's what Portia says. To their right praise and true perfection. Peace, hope, the moon sleeps with the Endymion and would not be awakened. That's a concluding class. Peace, hope. Let's have. It's the time, peaceful time now it is. The moon sleeps with Endymion. Already we have seen the story how the moon comes down to meet Endymion and would not be awakened. So she is sleeping with Endymion. Now she will not be awakened means it will be dark. Brightness will not be come back now unless the sun comes. That's all. This concludes that. Thank you.